Hey everybody, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody can see and hear me all right. Welcome to my photo editing live stream where you can submit your images before the stream ideally, and I edit them here for you live using Olympus Workspace or Lightroom for other cameras. And and then also I put my picture out there for you guys to edit, and I always try to pick one that's kind of interesting but challenging at the same time. At least it was for me. This week I gave you guys something from the truck graveyard vlog that I did, and oh, thank you, Dave, for the update. Um, and I my well, we'll talk about it when we get to that image, but uh, yeah, I just couldn't make that one work for myself, but I thought it was a nice picture. And you guys sent in a lot of stuff, so there was actually 3 or 4 images in here that were uh, from like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever the last time I did a live editing stream. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get to these as much as I'd like to, because I really do enjoy editing and it kind of keeps me sharp. I feel a little bit rusty coming in to do any kind of editing because, gosh, for the past 2, 3 weeks, I've been shooting pretty much straight out of camera JPEGs and I haven't edited anything hardly. Um, But anyhow, oh hey David, how are you? I was just in David's stream with the photo club. Good to see you. Let's see who's here. Leon is here. Awesome. Good to see you. And Annette, always good to see you. And John Yutze and John Philip Gilbert. Awesome. Soft Fun, good to see you. Um, Submitted a photo in PNG and converted from Canon RAW rather than crappy JPEG. Okay. Hopefully you mean DNG, not PNG. PNG can be a little bit uh, not quite as good as a DNG. They're usually worse than JPEGs actually. But Stephen Long, good to see you. Okay, so Image Writer. Oh my goodness, man, you guys are coming out of the woodworks today, huh? It's good to see everybody. Um, and of course, I'll be doing my normal photo chat live stream tomorrow, God willing. But it's been raining yesterday and today, so of course, the sun just came out, but that's why I kind of set this up because I said, I'm not going to go on a photo walk when it's cold and raining like it was this morning. So here we are, and I will. Oh, Garrett, good to see you, J Train. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I could get back to it. Like I said, I've had to kind of temper the live streams so I don't get into the same bad position with my neck. Getting that crick in my neck. That was awful. Let me see if I can figure out how to get to the editing screen. Let's see. Nope. I numbered these. Number 4. Okay. Number 4. Let's see. That's just a full screen. Uh, Cam left. Let's try number 3. All right. There's me. There's the timer. Okay, good. Oh, now the timer's behind me. Hold on. Not that I really need a timer, but okay, good. I do try to limit my editing time to 4 minutes, give or take, just so I don't spend too long on one image. Because you know how it is. You can spend hours on an image if you really wanted to. But okay. Uh, like I said, I think some of these might be from way, way before, like 2, 3 weeks ago. So we'll just start here. Let me close that window. And this is from Mr. Vacation. He was asking me about the when I was going to do a photo editing live stream, so hopefully he made it today. Oh, John Truman's here. Good to see you. Um, yeah, that E500 was pretty slick, but I'll talk about more about that tomorrow. Um, so we have, let's see, one here from Mr. Vacation. It's a JPEG using a Canon EOS M50. All right. It's a nice close-up shot. pseudo macro. Macro technically is supposed to be 1-to-1 or better. This doesn't look quite 1-to-1. Um, but we really only have one color here, and that's red. Otherwise, it's a rather a monochrome image for me. When I have very dramatic colors, of course I'm going to keep color, but a simple image like this, I would prefer monochrome. So let's see if I remember how to do this. And, all right, so let's do monochrome. And then I want to separate these colors, so I'm going to add a green filter. A green filter will make the reds darker, ideally. Didn't do much there. So let's do, yeah, I just have red. If I do red, it's going to make everything look white. Yeah, so let's do green. And I'm going to just crank the dehaze and add a little bit of clarity. And then just a minor straighten. Oh, it doesn't need straightening. Actually, it's a keystoning error. Let's make this 0. We'll do keystoning. Oh, keystoning is not available, so let's try this. This is distortion. I don't have any keystone corrections here. Because this is a workspace, it really only does stuff for Olympus cameras. But no matter, it's close enough. Uh, and crop wise, I'm just going to balance a little bit because the left side of the image doesn't add any value. So we have 5 pencils. Maybe a vertical would be better. Let's do 3x2, a vertical. Be just a 1x1. And throw in some sharpening. A little bit of contrast in the tone curve, like so. A simple S curve with, we can split tone. Let's add a little bit of reds back into the shadows and pull this back down. A slight vignette. And I think I'm done. Oops. So we'll just do a quick before and after. Uh, I think the image on the left, the original image is fine. I just tried to make it a little bit different, but if we did the image on the left as a vertical, it would almost work except for the little black part right up here. This would throw it off as a vertical, I think. So staying horizontal and just going square. But okay, that's my edit there. Thanks for sending that in. And some of my I'll try and think out loud a little bit more. Let's see. And let's see, we have another close-up of a wasp here. And I assume it's front and center because that's where your focus point was and you just wanted to get a quick shot, right? This is from Phil, bugging Rob, that's funny. EM10 Mark II, very good, with at 150 millimeters, f5.6, so the plastic fantastic. And, oh yeah, image stabilization off. What was your shutter speed? I mean, there's no motion blur, 1/640. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay on that. So let's focus in on the bug. So I'm going to crop in and let's stay in the 4x3 for now. Okay, maybe just a little bit of straightening, or maybe a full on Dutch angle. Okay, obviously I want to do sharpen. I'm going to turn off the noise filter because you're at base ISO, and just a tiniest bit of dehaze for a little bit of contrast, a little bit of clarity to bring out some of the highlights. And just a pop art. Let me see. I want to see if I can bring out more color on the wasp. Yeah, that looks good. Uh, it's still rendering, so give that a moment. Let's just back off the color a little bit. I need a fedora hat. Let's see. I need this to render so I can see how much detail we got. Okay, the pop art's a little bit too strong. Let's do it this way. Then we will manually do a little bit of sharpening. I remember how to do this. Let's try 1 pixel, threshold of 10. Let's do just maybe a 1.5. Oh, overdid it. Let's do 1.2. Okay. Uh, I have any color controls? I do not. So seriously, workspace. I think I'll just warm it up a bit. All right, let's just crop in tighter. I'm debating if that blue area is worth saving. It's not really a complementary color to this wasp, so I'll leave it out. Oh, all right, that's enough on that. Uh, Not perfect, but we'll need to let that render out. There we go. So there's a before and after. I think that I'm not happy with the way I cropped it, but I don't see. Let me do one more thing. Let me just put the gradation on auto. There. All right, so this is Phil's image. That's the final image. 'Cause this picture is really about the wasp. I mean, I kind of like the idea of the context that it's like it's on a looks like a what do you call those things? A dumpster. But okay, good detail. It's an amazing lens. That little 40 to 150 you can get for 99 bucks all day long, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. See, we got one here from Peter Oddie. And yeah, there's a little bit of blue left. I would probably have to brush that out if I were to keep editing. I'd probably brush that little piece out. Um, oh, we got a beautiful landscape here, and we used a EM10 Mark II with the plastic fantastic again, 40 to 150, 106 millimeters, 1 250 at the f8. Yep, looks good. -1 exposure comp, so really good settings here. Those are JPEG settings, so we don't care about that. All right, good. Um, this house, whatever this structure is pretty nice. Let me, yeah, I noticed that the the price of all their lenses seem to have gone up this year. Hopefully, yeah, you can still find it for 99 in some places, I hope. I'm trying to get a feel for, I hate to lose that yellow part on the left side, but I don't know. Let me look at this for a second. I think this is a slightly better composition, even though it's not as interesting as all of this. All this. Yeah, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna stick with this. This feels better. Um, maybe a little bit more on the bottom right, a little more water. You know, the idea being that this cliff line here leads your eye up to this house here. And then this cliff over here kind of frames the house along with the water line. I think that works better for me. And let's do all this looks good. Let's do a little bit of the haze. And I need some more color. I just want to do a pop art to see where the colors are. That might be, that's not bad. I like that. Okay. I just have to back it off a little bit here. And, oh, good to see you, Rahu. Glad you could make it. And let's do that. Let's warm it up a tiny bit. It's a little bit too red. And it's still a little bit not quite. That's the problem with the pop art. It's a little bit red. I back it off just simply right there. Okay. All right, let's get a little bit of sharpness in. Our histogram is pretty solid. We just do a simple pull on the right side. Oh, not quite that much. Be about right there. Just sharpen it up here. Turn off this filter. I think I don't know. I just don't like the fake colors the pop art added. Let me try it this way. No, that's not strong enough. So we'll go back to the pop art and go to the green channel. Let me try the red channel. I need to pull off some reds here a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, that was 4 minutes plus. I think I'll leave it here. Let's do a before and after. So it's a little strong, the colors. I'd like to desaturate them just a hair more, but that's something I'm not quite happy with the white balance. Sorry. Let me try this. Just pull it here. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Let that render out and that'll be my final edit. So I think I would have done a landscape crop with that big yellow top on the left side, but it's so distracting. That's really a separate image to me. Um, but the way I edited the image, it just looks like a postcard now. Dang it. I can't let this go. I gotta turn this off. I'm gonna try. Gosh, now that looks very muted compared to where it was before. But the main thing with this image is the composition. I feel like now at least the image on the right has a definitive subject, leading lines. Still, the color's not bad. It's not perfect. Um, and then sharpness abounds with this lens. So I'll leave it there. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is from David Tellett. Oh yeah, David was telling me you were going to send me this in. I forget, this is a film camera. I think it's a 6x6, like 120 film. Um, And this is some historical landmark actually, and across here is the Fort Washington, which is about 20 minutes from my house. So let's just do a little straightening first, like so. That's good. Still feels crooked to me. Just gonna eyeball it, get the lines, and just add a little bit of gradation, more saturation. And then I'm going to cool this image off. It looks a little bit too warm. Clean the front. There, that feels more like winter. And a little bit of a light leak over there. I feel like just a square crop. There's just a little bit too much sky in this image. I don't know if I can make that any more dramatic. Not really, because I'm working with the JPEG, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room. Um, Again, it's always the composition is always the hardest part. Yeah, can pull some of the sky off with a landscape. Okay. Yeah, black and white could work too. Um, but since David shot in color with color film, um, I'm trying to stay with that. Need just a little less magenta or something. Maybe more magenta. Let me look. Just a hair. That's the thing with film. It has different color sensitivities and different. Uh, so white balance is a little bit always a little bit tricky with film. But I was trying to cool off the ice here, but keep this warm in the background. And historically, this should be the most interesting part of the image. I don't know what this is exactly, but it is some historical landmark. Okay, let's do a before and after. Um, so yeah, we cropped out the light leak, and there was just too much sky, and the ice has enough texture, and the subject itself fills the frame just enough, I think. Um, so I would have probably, if I were to take this picture, I'd probably stand a little bit lower down on my knees or lower. Not much, maybe just about a foot or two lower, and get more of the ice into the frame, and then eliminate all of the sky. And I think that would have been just a little better composition, at least from my point of view. If you get too low, you're going to lose this angle. You're not going to see this angle. It's just going to look like a bunch of sticks in front of you. So you don't want to go too low. But I think this is that's the best I can do with that. Maybe a tiny bit of just a tiny bit. Whoops, a tiny bit of a curve here. I think that'll work. Good. Oh, is it almost purple? Yeah, it is. It is almost purple. I think it's that magenta I got to pull off. Maybe maybe something like, yeah, right in there. Because technically I should be doing the white balance against the snow here, right? And if I did that, that would make this way too yellow back here, I think. I want it to have that wintry feel. Uh, but okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Dave, for sending that in. It's pretty awesome. I almost went back to this spot the other day after Dave and I went on a little photo walk at Mount Vernon, and but it just it got too late, or it was raining the next day and today, so. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see, we got one here from Joni, and beautiful church, I assume, with a cross on top. So from this perspective, it'd be kind of, let's see what you used here. This was a EM5 Mark II with a 12 to 40 Pro, looking good, 1/2000. Little extra exposure comp, that's interesting. Natural color, okay. Not bad. I'd have probably dialed in a negative, maybe 2/3 of a stop, so I could get more of the blue sky. But since I'm not there, it's hard to say. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go black and white on this one. And let's see. This brick was, let me look at the color again. The brick was red. Let's do a green filter again. I really want to bring those bricks in best I can. That helped a little. Bit of clarity, sharpness, the filter's off. Pull in some contrast. Good there, we're good there. Maybe a tiny bit of keystoning. Let me see. From this angle, keystoning would be, I think it would look kind of funny. That's a little bit off center now. So let's just do a little bit of keystoning, and let's reframe a little bit to center the church. So, oh wait, lock the aspect ratio. Just a bit of vignette. Hopefully it doesn't, that's fine. I'm gonna make it a little bit grittier. Think about this real quick. 5. Getting more ray here? No. Okay. It's a little bit strong. I'm getting some haloing, so let me back that off. 4. Now my debate is because all these steeples are kind of covered in trees, and the trees themselves are not okay. I think that's all I need to do. Let's do before and after. Oh, it's crooked. Dang it. Just straighten it a little bit. Okay. All right, let that render out so it doesn't look so gritty. But yeah, nice contrasty, punchy black and white, I think. Maybe a little less vignette, but I think that makes for a more interesting image because the colors are so muted on the church. I think for colors, I would get in a lot closer to the church and focus in on some of the architectural things. 'Cause I can definitely see some color differences like in the doors here against this white and then the red brick. Like a nice tight shot right in here would be good. But from this angle, from where you were standing, that works. And definitely I cropped out this bush and this rock um, because it wasn't, it wasn't working as a foreground element at all. But I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Thank you, Joni. Let's see, this one is from Ed Delarari. I have some, I don't, does anybody know what these things are called? I've always, I see these things all the time, but I don't know what they're called. I just call them fluffy grass or furry things. Um, let's see, this looks like a JPEG, so let me just give it a little bit of a tilt and haze it. Give it a little push here. Maybe try some gradation. And this is a JPEG, so I don't have a lot of wiggle room. Reeds. Thank you, Raho. Pampas, maybe? Yeah. Uh, again, there's really only one color here, so if we make it more dramatic, I think with a black and white. Let's do a green filter again. Let me see where that takes us. And anything. How about a red? No, we'll stick with green. And the only thing in the frame is this bench. Um, there. Maybe a little bit more vertical. Let's see. I don't care for the landscape on the landscape framing here. You call them weeds. A little more pull on the shadowed areas. Okay. I don't like how these got blacked out, but that to me is more representative of the scene rather than the landscape. Because in the landscape, it's just more of these weeds, right? Need some flames, Dave. And you know, they kind of lose their how tall these things are because these things are like 8, 9, 10 feet tall, 3 meters. You know, they're pretty tall. So I wanted to kind of capture how tall they were. But I like the backdrop of the trees. I think that works. But okay, let's do a before and after. So yeah, oh, it needs some sharpening. Let's just do a little bit. All right, so very again, it's really two different edits here. You have the landscape with this very golden, misty kind of look to it. It's very soft. Feels more like summer on the left side. And the black and white feels more wintry, right? That could be snow in the background, that could be grass, you don't know. Uh, but when you have a halfway decent image to start with, right? It's like you can kind of go in a lot of different directions with it. But this would be the way I go with it. I'm just curious if there's. Oh, I need to add a noise filter, but yeah, I think that looks good. All right. Oh, you heading out, Dave? All right, we'll see you later. Let's see what we have here. Oh, that's one I just did. Actually, Dave, now that you're here, I'm on your image. I think. Oh no, this is. I'm not sure. Why is there two here? One looks like a different. I have two different options here: a cloudy picture and a picture where the sun kind of hit the background. This is like a reflection shot. Um, I think this one's better with the light because we got this reflection. But I think a vertical again would be probably a stronger way to go with this scene. And then just a slight tilt. I need to pull these highlights down. So we're going to go to auto gradation and pull the shadows back. Just pull everything down here. Marcel, hello. Want some sharpness. And I'm just going to cool the image off a little bit. I want the shadows to be a little bit cooler. This is so strong, the yellow over here. I blame the camera for that. Auto white balance in the camera. There. All right, let's see if we can separate some of the colors. Nope. So we can't do that. Maybe we can go to the blue channel. Just push it there. Contrast. Oops, that's not what I meant. Really like this tree. I don't like the landscape version though. When I do landscape, it's just a little bit too heavy on the right. Let me see how that looks. Now the image is sort of 2/3 in the shadow versus something. I like this one little tree trunk right here though. Be a square crop just. Okay, I'm done. There's the before and after. So yeah, basically a square crop with more contrast, right? It's still a little bit heavy in the shadows. Um, but I like this tree trunk, and there's a guy standing here. Is it? Or is that a ghost? It looks like a guy standing there with this shadow, right? Right here. Wow, that's crazy when I back off. But anyhow, um, yeah, basically a square crop with more contrast. And I think that's all that image needed because the lighting was already pretty good. All right. This is kind of the same thing, so I'll skip that one. Yeah, the first one is better. The lighting here is just too flat. Okay. And here we have some more weeds. I don't know what these things are. Ferns. These are ferns, aren't they? They kind of expand out into ferns. This is interesting. I got to get rid of this left side. And it needs a tilt. Yeah, isn't that cool, J-Train? How that tree looked like it had a person standing next to it, next to him, or whatever. Turn this off. Come on, stop it. Back. Some vignette. The hair warmer. Maybe not. It's a more magenta, maybe. This in vivid. Sharpening. And it's just weird. It's darker up here and brighter down here. Um, if I can play with that a little bit. Fiddlehead ferns, thank you. Hopefully I'll remember that next time I go out. All right, I think that's it. So let's do a before and after. So yeah, the ferns are interesting. I wish this branch in the background was not there. I'd brush that out in Photoshop or something normally. Uh, but yeah, the lighting is opposite. Normally you like the lighting to be more at the top, right? So in Photoshop, I would probably do a gradient to make the lighting at the top a little stronger and then vignette more towards the bottom. That's kind of what's hurting this image a little bit. But there's good detail otherwise. Ah, really good. I didn't even look at the camera, the exit data here. EM10 Mark II with the 40 to 150. Man, that lens is rocking it today, isn't it? Um, you can eat those, David? The fiddleheads? Man, I can't tell you how many times I'd go out and see those things, and I'm so freaking hungry. Um, I gotta watch those survivor videos and figure out what you can eat while you're in the field. Sometimes I'm just, I don't know, like right now I'm starting to get hungry. When hunger strikes, man, you'll eat anything. All right, this one's here from Giannis. Let's see, another JPEG, and we got these, I already forgot what these are called. Llamas or pantas or potatoes, I don't know. Anyway, they make a nice salad, no kidding. Again, these God, I gotta scroll up and see what they were called. I can't find it. Anyway, yeah, I think that works better. And then, oh, hey, Walter. I didn't know you snuck in here. How you doing? Um, let's see. Definitely, we got some good colors here. I like the red and white, or red and blue, red and blue. I'm sorry, red and blue. Let me see if pop art can pull those out a little more. a little too much. So let's do some tone curve stuff and see how much color comes in. Oh, this is a JPEG. That's why. Okay. I was like, some of these subtle changes I'm making are not subtle. You know, when you work with JPEGs, everything gets very gritty, fast. When you try and push them. And this just needs a little warmth, a little less magenta. Okay. More push in the midtones, maybe. Okay. I think that's all I need to do there. So, yeah, again, I think a vertical works better, mainly because of these plants, whatever these things are. The If it was just a guy on the bike, I would have done a landscape. But because it's got these plants, because I know how tall they are in real life, I feel like a vertical works better with those. All right, that was the last Olympus version. Let's go into Lightroom. And wait for that to load. Synchronize this folder. Okay, Annette, I'll take a look. I'll take a look for yours. Let me just load it in real quick. Oh, Image Writer, Surge. There's like 3 more in here, I think. Let's download that one. The Canon file, huh, Annette? Okay. One from Image Writer. It looks like a flower. Let's see. That might be new too. Surge. Yep. I'm not sure. We can look at that later. All right. Let me do one more sync. Ann Eastbur, you sent one in a couple hours ago. Just checking. I don't see it. I see Annette's, but I don't see yours, Ann. I'm sorry. Uh, okay. So let me get rid of this. Stop it. Eat all this. Okay, so I need to do this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. This one. Done all the Olympus. That one. That one. Done that. This one. Wow, there's a lot in here. And four unknowns. Okay, those are the viewer edit ones. All right. I don't know, Ann, is yours in this list here now? If it's not here, I don't know where it went. Let's go ahead and start. I'll check again. Maybe try and submit it one more time. I don't see it. Okay, what do we have here? We have a snowy scene with some kind of sculpture here. Leaves, interesting. Um, and this is from Dave Nelson. Snow globe. Okay. Oof. Let's just click auto here and auto here just to get started. Pull these blacks in. Light to haze. Texture. Separate the colors. Oh, okay. Let me work on the sharpness a little bit. See what this does. Does nothing. I just want to get a little better angle. More color. Green. There. Okay. All right, Dave. So what was this? This was a Canon EOS 20D, ISO 100 f5. All right. I think that's it. So let's do a before and after. come on. So there's a before and oh, it's got to render a little bit. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, not not crazy about the composition, but I think the idea being is there you can see through this hole here. Uh, Man, I think honestly, maybe a vertical crop would be better. Come a bit. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, and let me work this vignette a little bit. The highlights. Oh, those are gone, I think. All right, now I'm done. So there's let me flop these. There's the before and after. Yeah, that composition's better. There was just not enough going on around the frame except right in here. Maybe a little more to the right. Well, you guys get the idea. A little bit more to the right on the composition. And then I think that would be, because right now it's a little bit too even. It's too symmetrical in terms of balance. I'd like a little bit more on the right. Uh, and a little bit less of the globe. But I think that looks good. Okay. Where's, there we go. All right. The thumbs. All right, we got one here from Nikon D800. This looks like a Walter image. Yeah, I knew it. You're the only one I know with the D800, Walter. This must be an oldie. Um, so we have some kind of house here. I think Walter's having some work done to his house here, apparently. Um, okay. So we definitely have some, it looks like a little bit of barrel distortion or something. Uh, where's my, do this. This has already been applied, so I guess we're okay. It just feels this house must bend over to the left. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not flat on the front. This house is kind of curved towards the back. That's why I'm getting sort of this box distortion look. And compositionally, how about this foreground? Let me look at some. Man, this it feels like there's some pincushion distortion here, but I seriously doubt it. Walter wouldn't have an image with that kind of problem. Um, I need at least one straight line. Oh, I know the vacuuming, never mind that, man. Just think about the electric bill to keep that house warm. I mean, I'm stressing out using a space heater in this one room. I feel like a panel would work, like a really super wide. Now it looks crooked. Dang it. I don't know why this house is making my eyes just keep seeing issues with the distortion when it can't be. It's just so, what lens did you use on this? This is a 28 millimeter. Okay. I'm just going to manually throw in some distortion correction. I don't know, just to the house may be that way, but to my eyes, it's just a little bit off. Okay. All right, let's do some editing. I'm just going to click auto to get started. And that looks good. Pull the highlights back in. Then some separate the colors just a little bit. A little bit warmer. I like a little more red in this image. Well, the stone is looking too magenta now. Red and the yellow. Off just a little more magenta. All right, I think I'll leave it there. Uh, it's not helping the grass. We can do just a tiny bit of sharpening. Okay, call it there. Um, so there's the before. There's the before and after. And it's hard to tell. But yeah, basically it looks like all I do is saturate it and then just a little bit of distortion and some sharpening. And that's it. So would have liked a little more room on the left to balance with the right, but I think that's all we can do. Um, there's the original on the left. Actually, this is the right one. Sorry. So you can see it cropping to 16 by 9 I think helped a lot because there's just too much foreground in the image as it is. So I think if I were there, if I had my tripod and my nodal thing and all of that, I'd probably do two shots, like at 50 millimeters, maybe three shots and do a wide panel and stitch them back together. So I didn't capture so much foreground. But this camera's got so many megapixels, you can just kind of crop in anyway. I think that looks good. All right, let's see what we got here. Another Canon. This is from Annette Johansson with a 16 to 35 at 16 millimeters. Okay. Um, there's no, there's a tiny bit of color noise. That's easy to fix. Put in some noise reduction, added some sharpening back. And I'm just going to brighten it up so I can deal with some of the let's see, man, this is pretty straight. But it still feels a little bit, needs just a little bit. Let me hit the auto and see what happens. Yeah, that's better. So I was noticing that the smokestacks over here on the left were kind of curved in a little bit against the bridge because the bridge is perfectly straight. Gosh, that looks like fireworks back there or UFO. What is that? No idea. Um, okay, so yeah, that's way too bright, but I just wanted to see where everything is. Let's click auto to get started, and then let's pull this back a bit. Let's cool it off. Yeah, there. I need a little more tilt. Jacked it up. The hair. Okay. Then the blue is a little bit too strong, so let's do it this way. Since all the colors are very, very muted, particularly these blues, I'm trying to avoid from being oversaturated and looking like more noise. Let's pull in more noise reduction. It's almost like this light pollution, or is it twilight? It'd be nice if this were a twilight shot, right? But we don't have enough we don't have enough light to make it look like a twilight shot. So let's add some clarity. Saturate the blues a little bit less. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, compositionally and everything is fine. It looks good. Um, so there's the original, and let's that needs to render. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, all of the tungsten lighting and everything, you have to cool that off, right? So you can see the lighting, the different colors of all the lights. Uh, That's why I cooled it off. So now you can see like purples and reds and the yellows and pure whites and greens. So apparently, these might be fluorescent lights back over here, creating greens. And then you got some really strong, these are probably bright LED stadium lights. Anyway, I think that looks pretty good. Um, yeah, yeah, that's a nice picture. I got to pull the blacks in a little bit more. When I went full screen, um, yeah, or is it the shadows? Yeah, the shadows are a little bit too strong. Something like that. Like I said, I could probably spend another 10 or 15 minutes on this, but I think that's really the direction I would go is something like this. All right, let's see what else we got here. We have a GM5 from John Yutze. Olympus 14 to 150 kit. Nice. ISO 200, 125th. You're what? Focal length 34. All right, you're okay. Everything looks good. Um, Man, this one needs some decluttering. Like, see if that works. Still too busy. Okay. White, auto. What's that? Color noise. Sorry, I went to black and white right away, didn't I? Let me look at the colors again. Yeah, yeah. We'll stay black and white. The black and white helps declutter to me sometimes. So that's where I'm going. And yeah, we'll do a little split toning, John. I don't think I don't know, I just don't favor sepia lately, but I think a little bit of blue in the highlights and maybe tiny bit of sepia or yellows here in the shadows, like down in here would look good. Uh, just let's see if we want a little bit of blue in the highlights, just a tiny bit of yellows, shadow, or blue. I've overdone it. All right, just a tiny bit of split toning. And of course, just a hair on the vignette. And a little more brightness, right? Okay. Let's do it before and after. Oh, come on. All right, so that's my before and after. It was like I said, it was way too busy on the left, and I think you capture enough information on the right side here. You know, you got pulleys and ropes, basically. And I would have liked to have kept the bottom down in here, but it's cut off by the base here. So the only way to fix that would be to kind of get much closer and much lower and point the camera up. And then these ropes at the top, wherever they go, can kind of converge at the top of the image. So if I was there, I mean, I wasn't there, but that would be my first thought to do this differently. But in terms of just what we have, I think the texture of the ropes and the wood and the pulleys um, just make it, I think this just tells you all you need to know about that particular scene right here without the distractions of just more ropes and pulleys. Okay, let me try and get this window back. There we go. All right, thanks, Plato. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. Nice waterfall, long exposure, about 1 second on a Nikon Z7 II. Gosh, who do I know with the Z7 II? I'm gonna try and guess who this is. I can't. Samir. Okay, Samir. I forgot. When did you get a Z7 II? I don't remember that. Well, maybe that was you. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Um, 1 second exposure. You must have been on a tripod because these trees are pretty sharp. And you use the 24 to 70 f4, so the kit lens. Okay. I like the vertical. I like these trees. The left side. I feel like it just needs a little bit more off the left. Maybe a little bit different crop. A little less water. So yeah, just a little tighter. Then we'll just click auto here. And it's off. A little warmer. Uh, this yeah, this is a raw image. White balance threw me off a little bit. Tiny bit of color noise in the shadows, so we'll pull those off. Yeah, that's good. Let's add some sharpening back in. And hmm, I need a little bit more red in this image. Ugh. We'll just brush in a little bit. So push the greens a little bit. Oh, wait, because of this slider, let me do it this way. Okay, let's back off the blues. I don't know if saturation's the right way to go. No, let me try luminance. Blues are a little bit too. Shift the reds. Okay, just a tiny bit of light painting here. Push the highlights and shadows. Can't believe that's warm it up a little bit. Sorry, I'm not watching what time it is. Let me brighten it back up. One last thing. My brush strength. Oh, my flow is a bit low. That's why. Doing something else. That's a little bit too strong. Okay, I better stop. Let's do a before and after. Hello? Is that gonna reset or not? There. There. All right, there's the before and after. Um, yeah, I think that came out good because it was a little bit flat on the left side, which is fine because you were basically I think you were trying to keep the highlights from being blown out, which worked out really well. Uh, and then just a slightly tighter crop. There's a little bit too much water in the foreground. Um, I think that looks good. I'd like to frame a little bit more to the left side. I mean, we're already at the edge, so there's no more on the left. But because the way the water's flowing is flowing to the right at the top, then it's flowing back down to the left towards the bottom. So I would have liked to have captured more of the left side so that you felt like the water was coming towards you. Uh, but yeah, I think that looks good like that, right? Okay. Um, see what else we got. Wow, that is cool. What is this made of? Some kind of, I guess that is steel. It's either rusty or, but yeah, it's basically steel. Where's your focus point? Oops. Camera's this XH1 on 6/40th and the 24. You're at f6.4. Looks like your focus point is about right here. Okay. Um, oh, thanks, Marcel. Um, you are the light painting master, though. From the edits that you used to that I used to see from you, man, you're the light painting master. So that's nice of you to say. Okay, we need to straighten this out. Let's just try auto there. And I don't know, I like the yellows and the blues. Those are really nice. So I'm gonna keep that, but I'm gonna separate the colors a little more, like I always do. Right about up there. And yeah, look at how the rust is just all on the on the sidewalk now. Um, I need a little bit richer in the blues. So let me just that. I'll pull off a little bit here. I'm gonna have to do it with a brush. Uh, I just don't want the rust on the ground to overwhelm the structure itself. All right, that's good enough. All right, some clarity, a little bit of dehaze, and let's work on the. Let's give it a little bit of bump in texture. I mean, I'm cropping in at 200 or 300% here, so it looks a little soft, but it's not. It's not really. I'm gonna see if I can clean that up just a little bit. Good. All right. And we're using a polarizer on this because the lighting is just a little bit off. I feel like I need to do something here. All right, I think that's all it needs. Um, maybe just get rid of this one little thing there. Okay. Yeah, good shot, well composed. Um, wasn't much to do other than work on some of the finer details, right? Let's do a quick before and after. Oh, my camera's out of juice. 1 second. You guys can look at that while I'm swapping batteries. Oh. All right, so man, I really cranked up the saturation. uh, it needs to be a little less red, but I think at least now you can see the variations in the rust, right, of this structure, especially over here on the right side. So I would just back off the reds just a little bit. Um, well, maybe it's the oranges. Yeah, that's about right. There. That doesn't look quite as strong. Okay. Um, oh, thank you, John. Thank you, DeMorkin. All right, last one here. Um, oh, I saw Serge did an edit on this in my forum. Captain Craig. Okay, I'll take a look. I'll take a look. Let me do this one, and then I'll look one last time to see if anything else came in. Let's see. Wow. How's our details? Details are excellent here. Who sent this in? This is a Sony, an oldie but a goodie with a vintage lens or an adapted lens of some kind. It says 75 millimeters, but wow, okay, that's cool. Let's see. So clearly, this ship is the highlight of this whole marina. This one is okay. Let me look at the EXIF again. And what is that? That's a seagull. Okay. I feel like the seagull, it's a little bit of scale, but I don't like the poles themselves. Let's go a little wider. Almost there. A little bit less of that ship on the right. Don't like the poles all that much. Okay. All right. So that's good. So we'll just get a head start with the auto settings. Let's pull off a little bit of color noise. There. White balance is way too warm. Okay. It's good. And that sky. Oh, sky's got a lot of yellow in it. I'm having trouble pulling it. Shift. A little bit more in the shadows. I like the colors. Surge did like a soft focus black and white. It was really nice. If I got time, I'll show you guys Surge's edit. Let's see. Man, the whites on this ship are just not white enough. If I do this. And let's try Cleaning up the mass a little bit. There's probably an easier way to do this, but I'm just going to do this real quick. Okay, good enough for a live stream anyway. Let me just fix one thing. Oops, what's this thing? Okay. Oh, color range mask. Thank you. Duh, that would work better. Definitely would work better. Okay. Uh, like I said, I'm a little bit rusty because I haven't been editing in a long time. Yeah. Color. Thank you. Too late to get rid of all my brushing, but there we go. That helps a lot. Thanks. Okay. Why am I still on this page? So a little more clarity and dehaze a tiny bit. No. We'll call it there. All right. Because there was a couple of people wanted me to do a couple more, right? Craig and Ann maybe. Um, let's do a before and after. Set. Prepare. All right. So there's the before. Ooh, man, the blues are a little bit too strong. Shoot. You know when you look at these, let me just pull the blues off a little bit. Uh, okay, now we're good. There's the before and after. So yeah, I like the seagull. I mean, those can be easily brushed out, I guess. These poles. That's one other thing I was kind of debating on, but then it wouldn't be the right, they wouldn't be the same image really. Uh, that's the only thing that's bothering me about this image. But other than that, I think the editing came out pretty good. Thanks for DeMorgan for the color range mask, man. I totally forgot about that. Uh, that kind of saved me on the mass and everything up there. Luckily, the color difference was pretty good up here, so I didn't. That worked out nicely, right? I think that looks good. I think I would brush this out, and I think yeah, I think that's the only thing this image needs is just brush this stupid pole out. There. Okay. That's better. I didn't like that pole in the bottom. Not the best brush out job, but I think that looks good. All right. All right, let me refresh this because, I'm looking at these. If I refresh this, let me see. I just don't see anything. Oh, Captain Craig, there's one. Why didn't that come in? It's here. Try again. That's weird. Let me synchronize this folder again. There's nothing there. Oh, this one. All right, so there's Craig. Who's it? Who else wanted? I feel like I haven't done this one. That must be Anne's. Oh, that's Image Writer. Sorry, I don't see any more. I'll just do these last two. Oh, there's one here, one here. Oh my God, there's so many here. Wait, no, I did that one. There's this one and this one. How did I miss these? And this one, that one. So definitely that, that, this, and this. Wow, there's some good ones in here. I don't know if you guys got time. I'll finish these off for you. 'Cause I know these can be kind of draining, right? Is that all of them? I don't know how I missed those. Sorry, guys. All right. This is from John Follows. Okay, and use the EM1 Mark II with the Olympus 17 DxO Prime. Oh wow. Okay. Um, Black and white. Pull the highlights in. What's it? The haze. I'm gonna soften it up. So yeah, let's soften it up a little bit. Pull in the blacks and it's already sharp as nails there, so I'm not going to do any more sharpening. Um, no, let's try just level. No, vertical. I think it's fine. But my problem is the foreground here is just overwhelming the image. Definitely. Where are we at here? No, color will work. Just separate them a little, warm it up a little bit. Let's go down here and shift the yellows. All right. Oh, this was critique only? Um, yeah, the image is sharp as nails. Yeah, I did notice that when I punched in. But that's not a bad thing because you can always de-sharpen, a little bit. I mean, that's the corner. That's the corner, so there's going to be a little distortion, but right in the center. My God, that thing is just crazy sharp. So that's why I did a little negative on the texture. Let me add some vignette and we'll finish the editing. I think something like that. Need a little bit more on the highlights. Can I do it? This needs a little bit more highlights here. Whites. Okay. And then one more brush. All right. Call it here. Create a copy. And that and compare. All right, so there's the before and after. Maybe a little lighter, but at first I thought black and white would be something, but once you start to see the colors, there's some nice yellows and greens in there. Maybe shift a little bit more on the red. Why? More reds here. Eh. Anyway, you get the idea. I think that looks good. It's just a little bit dark. There, I'm done. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see. This is from, let's see, an older 7RM2 with the 85 f1.8. Yeah, excellent. Okay, I like this. The feet are cut off. This is a really interesting location. I like all this geometry in the image. And the way that These lines are framing her. I got kind of mixed feelings about this framing right here. This line pointing to her face and this line that kind of works, and then this door right here next to her head. All right. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. Okay, I gotta crop it. I can't deal with these feet being cut off. We'll go right here. Let's do a rule of thirds. I want to cut her hair off, but right on her eye. Now it's a little bit top heavy, right about there. Okay, that she needs a little more on the right. Now I have all her weight on the rule of thirds right there. Okay, her right leg here is kind of where I'm centering the image in terms of rule of thirds. Just not a big fan of this. God, this door is bothering me. I'll see if I can brush that out. This would be so much better without that door right there. I can't get my eyes off it now. All right, let's just click auto, see where we get. Ooh, that's terrible. Tighter on the legs here. And texture. Oh, black and white. Yeah, that might, but not really. It's still, once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's my problem. But you're right. Because the door is a different color, it stands out a little more. But let's just work with the color. Man, these Sony colors always throw me off. What if I auto white balance this? Let me see if that helps. A tiny bit. A little bit too cool, but yeah, right. Was it at 45? Right. Let's work at 4,000 for now. Now I can saturate it without getting too warm. There we go. And we're good here. And just do a little bit of sharpening. File's good. Definitely some vignette. Ooh, maybe we might have to do a radial filter instead. Try that. going on here? Okay. Uh, let's see this color. Just a touch. And I don't want to make her look bald. All right, I think that's it. Other than that door, um, pull off a little bit here. Um, this door. I'm gonna try and real quick. See, am I on clone, feather, bit less? See how steady my hands are with 3 cups of coffee today. All right, not bad. Close enough for a live stream. We'll just do this one. Okay. All right, good enough. You get the idea. Uh, a little more shadow. I think that's it. A little bit too warm still. I don't know. That's close enough. No, it's just too warm. Why? Why? What am I doing wrong here? I think that's it. I'm gonna call it there. Otherwise, I'll be here all day. Let's see, virtual copy. You're funny. Hey, Rob, how are you doing? Um, Reset and compare. Okay, so yeah, I didn't do a great job on brushing that door out, but that door being right there next to her head is just that's really the only thing wrong with this composition. Uh, is that door and the fact that her feet got cut off. I had to crop in. So really, I think with this shot, all you had to do is either have her stand on the left side, and face you that way to block the door. Um, I think the composition would have still worked, even with all the geometry and everything. And maybe a little bit, I could crop a little more off the top, but that's the gist of it. Um, how come it's not? Yeah, this one. Okay, Plato, we'll see you later. Um, just a little bit more on the right and a little bit off the top. Something like that. I think that works pretty well. Like I said, this is a great image. It's just you could spend all day on it. That's the thing. Ironically, the better the image, the more editing you can do to it, right? Um, whereas a bad image, you stop right away because it's so bad. But a good image, you can spend a lot of time editing. But this just needs a little more color, and we're good. Uh, yeah, better without the door, right? I mean, I'd like to have brick here instead. These are fine lines in the door. It'd have been nice to be able to clone this part of the image rather than this side, but uh, I don't have that kind of time. Or maybe I should have cloned this part into there. But anyway, um, yeah, I think that crop works too. Let's see. We got one here. This is from EM10 Mark II with a 40 to 150. Man, this lens is killing it today from Surge. All right, lots of good color here. So let's separate them a little bit, like so. Click auto here. Let's do a gradient up here. Um, pull it down a little bit. Ooh, too much, too much. We'll leave that. Look at some of the detail here. Okay. Let's do a soft focus and a vertical. Um, get this one tree. Yeah, good enough. A little bit of vignette. Oh, actually pull some sharpness back in there. Okay. And it's straight enough, I think. Could use just a tiny bit. Let's see. That helps. All right. Of course, vignette sort of around that tree. Maybe that's a bit too much. Right there. Let's see if we can make the blues a little bit more interesting. So give this tree a little more life. Okay. And do highlights and whites in here. Get a little exposure. All right, I think that's good. Good enough. So let's do that, reset, pair. Oh, that needs to render. Still a little bit choppy. Hold on. There it goes. All right, yeah, that looks good, I think. Um, Again, same thing. It's just this landscape. There's a lot of field, but there's nothing different in the field from left to right. So I just focused on that one tree there, uh, so that now the scene has a subject and I don't know, kind of a focus, right, to it. Again, I made it a little too dark. Maybe a little bit brighter would be nicer, but I think it looks good now. Whereas the one on the left, it's a beautiful scene. Like if you're there for a picnic or something, it's really nice. But photographically speaking, it's just a little plain the way it was originally. So I think that edit there brings it to life. Okay, or add some life to it, I should say. I need to get this window back. Wait, 1 second. All right. Last one here to edit. Then we'll get to the viewer edits. Wow, this is a long That's because I'm not limiting myself to 4 minutes. That's why this is taking so long. So we have one here from, mm, let's see, Captain Craig. Okay, yeah, you've been asking me about this the last half hour. I know. Sony R7R4, nice, 24 to 70, 2.8. Oh yeah, I remember now. You have the fancy pants stuff here. Look at this. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. You must be in an airplane because I'm seeing it's just a little bit soft. Or ah, you got to be through a helicopter, I bet. This feels more like a helicopter shot for some reason because of the altitude. But you tell me, Captain Craig, were you in a plane or a helicopter? Either a small plane or a helicopter. I don't know. All right, let's just click auto. We're gonna have to do a lot of dehaze. I know that. Um, again, pull back the colors, warm it up a little bit. It's doing fine. My thanks for asking, DeMorgan. It's okay. I mean, I'll know like tomorrow. I'm like at that stage where I don't feel it the same day. So if I go back and relax a little bit, I should be okay. 3,500 feet. Okay, so you're in a plane, no question. Um, okay, I think we're good. A little bit of clarity, texture. Now let's check the details. All right, let's get rid of some of this color noise. So do some sharpening, mask it out, like so. And we had a little bit of glare from the windshield. Not sure how I'm going to fix that. Maybe a simple healing brush. So, okay, it's good enough. And, whoops, my computer's getting tired. Let's see. And then let's just do a little bit wider shot, like so. Minor keystoning. Where is it? This way. Oh, that's the vertical. Whoops. This way, right there. Uh, yeah, it does look like a graveyard, doesn't it? Um, the slight All right, that's all I need to do, I think. This is really interesting, the entire scene, the context of the entire scene, right? Um, because if you look at this full screen, it's very interesting picture to see everything, right? The boats, all the individual windmills. Um, maybe crop in a tiny bit tighter, but that's pretty close to where I would crop it. I mean, I've never been a big fan of just cutting a horizon in half, but the shades and the gradation here are really nice. So let's do a before and after, and set that, and then compare. All right, so there's a before and after. Um, it needs to render still. It's give it a second. Let me just punch in and force it. Sometimes you have to force it. There it goes. All right, so yeah, I mean, this would probably be a good candidate for like the that Pure Raw or whatever. You should download Pure Raw trial and see how that works out. But yeah, I think that looks good. Now it doesn't look like it was taken from a plain window so much. You just have to assume it was taken from a plain window, right? Okay. Uh, Let me see if I can get my window back and we can go to the viewer edits finally. All right. Um, yeah, no problem, Captain Craig. I wonder how this looks in black and white. Nah, it's not bad in black and white either. That's kind of cool. I would edit it slightly differently as a black and white, but it works either way. Oh, okay, so you did the sharpen AI? Okay, that's cool. Um, Finally, the viewer edits. So let's take a look at the original. And then I have to eat. I'm so hungry. Um, so here's the original, right? What I liked about this, what I liked about this image when I took it was the red, blue, and green, like the RGB spectrum, right? Red, green, and blue of these three trucks, although very muted. But what messed it up, and I like these two tractors kind of in the background. I should have framed it a little bit more to the right. But this is as far back as I could get because there was a tractor trailer right behind me that I couldn't back up anymore. And I limited myself to a 50mm lens that day. I didn't shoot with anything else. I mean, I took like two fisheye pictures, but that was it. Every other shot I took this day was a 50mm. So it was very tight. And but what messed me up generally was we have the red, green, and blue, right? But the grass is also green. So that's what kind of messed me up. If we could have had like these two trucks and not this one, I think this scene would have worked better. But uh, I didn't really feel that until I looked at it when I got home. So let's look at what you guys did with it, because I didn't do anything with this myself. Um, there's some viewer edits uploaded during the stream. I thought I got them all, but let me take a look. Uh, I mean, since we're going on 3 hours, what's another couple of minutes? Let's see. I see one here from Matt, and well, let's see what I got first. Um, nice. Yeah. We'll we'll go to these other ones last. Oh, here's Matt's. So this is sort of an old school photo or old style photo, right? Um, Making it look more like the picture was taken during the time these trucks were brand new, maybe. All right. And this one, let's see, it's sepia. Who did this one? I bet get rid of the. Oh, John follows. Okay, good sepia tones. I like how the front of this truck. I didn't realize that the front of this truck separated really nicely from the hood, and then these all got sort of washed into just sepia. That's interesting. Okay, and yeah, this is nice. Nice black and white, a little bit of grain added or softness. I like this crop. This crop works. You got rid of all that grass in the foreground, right? Raho, good job, Rahu. Good job on the crop compared to the original. The original crop just didn't work. I like this one tractor now instead of two. And we really don't need to see the hood of this Mack truck because we have a Mack truck over here, so it's probably the same anyway. Uh, it's got to be Raho again because it's the exact same crop. Kind of a neon negative glow. That's kind of cool. Yep, solar wind, interesting. Man, it really brings out the font on this hood of this truck, doesn't it? All right. And okay, this is kind of a keyline, cartoonish kind of edit. That really softens up the grass. Not cartoonish, but oil painty kind of look. That really softens the image up though in a good way. I'm gonna guess the Morkin. Let's see. Oh, Joni. God, I'm way off. Nice edit. Nice edit. Um, oh, okay. Gosh, look, I didn't realize the colors were so different between these two. This part is just interesting to me. This is a good crop too. You got rid of the messy road in the front, the gravel road. We kept it. Man, this is an interesting edit though. It's crooked. Oh, I guess that's how you got rid of the road here. Should have brushed it out though, like cloned it out instead of making it crooked. But I guess crooked kind of works too. Um, but I really like the editing on this. It's very bright, but it's still got good contrast. Tony, good job, Tony. I don't know if you're still here because it's been like 3 hours, but all right. And then, ooh, man, this is kind of a pencil drawing, color pencil, but just one color. Interesting. Okay. Who did this one? Image Writer. Okay, nice Image Writer. A good crop. Actually, it's very little crop when I look at it, but going to this color gets rid of the overwhelming green tones that just bothered me. So, yeah. Oh, I like this one. Really good sepia, and I like the old vintage kind of messy look to it, like the speckles and everything. Um, this one is Steve Page. Good job, Steve. Nice, nice grainy image. I like it. Oh, okay, partial color on the blue. So whoever did this doesn't like green either. Or red, apparently, because everything is rusty here. But that's cool. I see. Phil. Okay, Phil, good job. And this one, not much done here. Just a little bit of a crop and desaturation, it looks like. Less contrast. See who did this one. Walter. Okay, Walter. I should have guessed this was Walter's image. Um, he's a very realistic type editor, right? He wants to represent the scene as close as possible. Um, but I like the wider crop to help get rid of some of the front. And let's see. Not bad. Got rid of all the road. A little bit tight for me, this crop, but um, John follows. Okay, John. It's just, and it's all, what's the word I'm looking for? It's all a matter of taste and preference, right? But there's so much that there's kind of a green tint to this image now. You know, you got all this green in the background, you got this green telephone pole, green grass, this green truck, and that seems to be casting a green onto everything else. The sky, this truck. Anyway, nice clean edit though. Oh, this is kind of a I remember one of my favorite art filters, but yeah, it's very contrasty. Marcel, good job, Marcel. I like this edit. It's kind of you softened it up, but then you got this dramatic tone. That's what it's called, dramatic tone filter. But it really got rid of all of the it just makes it look less aged in a way, but still old. I don't know how to explain it. But it's got a nice feel to it. And oh, I like this one. Got a slight sepia tint. It looks like I like the wide crop and yeah, good processing all around. This one is Garrett. Good job, Garrett. Ah, wow, interesting. This is mimicking some kind of film, but excuse me. I like it. I'm not big on the crop. I like what you picked out, but at the same time, I would have taken this picture differently if these were the two. I really like the processing done on the center here. And then the rest is just for artistic sake, right? Which is fine. But I like the processing in the middle a lot. Nice and crisp. Who's this one? Marcel. Okay, Marcel again. Good job, Marcel. I like this other one better. Who is this one? Jared. Okay. Um, it's got my name up there, Trek, or my channel name, I should say. Nice square crop. Kind of square. It's not really square. It's 4 by 6, but you made that blue truck almost black though. How's that done? Oh, who did this one? David. Okay, David. Interesting. How did you I mean obviously you're messing with the black and white color sliders of something, but it's interesting you made this truck black versus the other trucks are very different. Cool. Okay. And oh, soft focus. Very good. With the vignette. I mean, this has got all the things that I do with my own edits, right? You vignette, You soft focus. You jack up the colors as much as you can. Surge. Okay, Surge. This you're starting to have kind of your own look and or style. Um, because I see when I see your other think about all of your other images that you've posted, you've been kind of going in this direction. Oh, you did infrared filter. Okay, Dave. That makes sense. Yeah, an infrared would just destroy everything that's not red, right? So if I go back and look at this, yeah, so the red's very bright here. The blues, I'm surprised the greens weren't darker, but I guess interesting. Um, Oops. So yeah, Surge, yeah, I've seen this a lot from Surge. Yeah, very much like my style, right, Walter? I didn't know you're still here. You're probably coming in and out, man. I'm sure people have, taken a nap, came back, caught up. This feels like a 24-hour stream for some reason. All right, let's see. This one, I feel like I've seen this one. This I think is a duplicate somehow. And then this is a four-way. This has got to be Marcel because this looks like Marcel's edits. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I like it though. It kind of just, it just like seeing everything, how everybody does everything different is really interesting. Like this one. This is kind of a partial color, but this, actually, this really hits on what I saw when I was there was this RGB kind of color scheme, this red, green, and blue. You've pulled out all of the red, green, and blue as much as you can, but then muted the grass and everything else that was green. So this actually hits on kind of what was in my mind's eye when I took the picture, but it didn't work out in real life. So you've kind of brought out those things. I like that. I like this edit for that. Good job, Scott. This really nails what I saw in my mind's eye. All right. And that was the last one. Like I said, I don't think there was any more that came in, but that said, let me I started a Flickr thing. Let me go to Flickr. There's a Flickr robtrek community over here that this is a more appropriate way to share photos like that we all take or edits that you did of mine. I mean, I still need you to submit them to me so I can do them for the live stream. Because if they just get uploaded here, it's going to be very disorganized. But I think if you guys want to share photos or like all the photos that everybody that is in the Rob Trek community, it'd be kind of a fun way to share photos since we're all kind of getting to know each other. Um, I thought this would be a good way. So if you're interested and you have a Flickr account, you can post photos here. You don't post them, you post them to your own Flickr account and then you just share them with my community here. Um, the only challenge with this thing is that the only challenge with this um, Flickr thing is that you can't upload raw images. So for the photo editing, I still need you to submit those to me as well directly as RAWs because you can only share JPEGs, right? So I thought we could use this for, like if you wanted to submit your image and have somebody else edit it, like what people do in my forum. Um, where was it? Yeah, like here's one. Oh, you can't see this. Here's one that Surge did that was awesome. Um, of the ship, much much nicer than the edit I did today. I thought he did a really good job here. Um, But see, you can submit your raw image. Wait, was this Serge? No, this is Tony. Sorry. Here's Serge's. So awesome job, Tony. Awesome job. But Serge did an awesome job too. Oh my God, look, he cropped out the thing down here. Just like I did. I didn't notice that before. Um, but yeah, Garrett submitted a raw image that you can download like here, and then you can actually edit them properly. So this is still the best way if you want other viewers to edit your images. That's still the best way to go. But anyhow, so that's that. But if you just want to share images for fun, there's the Flickr community. All right, I think we're gonna call it from here. Uh, yeah, everyone did a great job today, and thanks for sending your images for me to edit. I had fun editing them. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I was a little rusty, having not done like real edits in a while, but and I'll try and be faster next time. I really spent too much time today, but I will be back tomorrow for a regular photo chat live stream. So I hope to see you all back again tomorrow, and um, and I'll try and schedule another photo editing live stream as soon as I can. All right, thanks again for watching today. We'll see you again soon. I keep forgetting the end button. How about this one? How about this one?